In the end, Justin Gaethje wins via second-round TKO. Takes him a couple times to flip off the cage, but he got that done as well. And now he's the talk of the town. Everyone's buzzing about him. Everyone loves him. Dana White loves him. They all love him. Can't wait to talk to him now. Let's bring in Justin Gaethje, who I would imagine is still is still loving life and still on cloud nine. How are you, Justin? Thanks for joining us.
I'm doing great, Ariel. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's great to talk to you. Congratulations. What's it like now? I feel like you were still in Vegas. They showed you on the screen at 2:13. You got this huge ovation. 4 days ago, you're the WSOF guy. Now I feel like you're one of the more talked about fighters in the UFC. Does it feel like life has changed?
Yeah, definitely. Hey, I said it before. I was saying it all day, all leading up to that fight, what I was going to do. I did everything I said. That's what I'm here for, man. Proved it. I'm the most violent guy in this weight class. Who's going to argue with that?
Have you had a chance to watch the fight yet?
I have.
And what's it like watching it? Because there were some times, at least to me, it looked like maybe he had you on roller skates. It got a little dicey. You come back. Just watching your work and knowing how it plays out, what is that like for you?
He hit me 2 times really well, but other than that, it was complete and utter destruction, my friend. It could not. I was firing on all cylinders. That's the best I've ever felt, best I've ever looked. I was like I said, I was made to shine under those lights.
So that was your 18th professional fight. When you were dreaming about debuting in the UFC and what it would be like in Vegas, bright lights, all that stuff, was that kind of how you thought it would play out, or did anything sort of surprise you about the experience for the first time?
No, luckily, on this path, I've got to corner I cornered Rose one fight. I cornered just Matthew Lopez just 3 weeks ago in Rio. I've cornered Ed Herman. So all those, I really took those opportunities to teach myself what I was going to have to go through and what kind of a process it was actually going to be. So I was very prepared for that. Everything went perfect. I controlled my emotions the whole time. I didn't let anything bother me. So I knew at the end of the week, I was going to get to fight. Yeah, it was such a great time. I have the best coaches. Trevor Whitman, he just keeps me very grounded. So all of it's great.
What sticks out the most now that you're back home? What will you remember the most of that whole experience, your UFC debut, and for it to go that way?
Just the whole week, from getting there on Monday to going after that fight. All the experiences I got to, everything I envisioned in my mind leading up to this fight. I never once had a thought process of what would happen if I win. Like as far as interviews, post-fight press conference, social media, things like that. I did not once register that in my head that I was going to have to deal with it. So luckily, I took it in stride, and I've been working a long time. I have a human services degree that really helps me with interviews. I think so that kept just staying calm and really controlling my emotions was the biggest part of the whole week. And I was really proud of myself, pretty much of how I handled it.
No secret that there was some heat between you two, some bad blood. I was bothered after the comments about your family and your mom that he said about you, and I really commended you. Like, if it was me, no chance I'm just able to stand there. I don't know how you kept it together. But once you heard him say what he said to you in Los Angeles, did anything change within you? Did that cross the line? Did you feel a different way about this fight once that happened?
No, not one bit. I was so confident, and I knew for a fact if I made it to the cage, to the octagon healthy, if he made it to the octagon healthy, I was going to put him in deeper water than that man can swim in. Like I said before, I knew what was going to happen. I knew what was going to happen the whole time. From the press conference in Dallas, when he said I wasn't in on his level, that's what I said. You're just going to look like a bigger ass the more you talk. The more he talked, the bigger ass he was going to look like, because I was going to break him. I knew for a fact I was going to break him. I used the word break because that's what I did. I didn't put him to sleep. I was really trying to just put his lights out, but if he went down right there, he didn't stop it. I was about to let him back up again and try to do it again.
Do you think looking back that he didn't respect you enough? Like he didn't think that like it's one thing to say it, but when he said that you were from the C League and all that stuff, did he think, okay, this guy, World Series of Fighting, I'm going to come in, smoke him, and then move on? Did you get that sense that he felt like you weren't on his level and that this would be a much easier fight?
I think that's what he was trying to portray, but I know deep down he knew what was going to happen. Not that he was going to get beat, you know. I just knew that he knows that fighting me, you're in a war. It's a battle of attrition, you know, and you have to prepare for something like that, mentally, physically. So I think he was trying to mentally prepare for it, but he was definitely trying to, you know, just put on a front that it wasn't bothering him, but it bothered him that he knew how hard he was going to have to work to beat me or to even stay alive in there.
You said that he only really rocked you twice. Was that in the first round, second round, both?
That was the uppercut and then the left hand. Both times I did the funky chicken dance.
Yeah. And how rocked were you?
All I remember is I'm thinking I'm beating his ass, keep beating his ass, and then he hit me and I said, "Oh shit, what happened?" Beat his ass, and then, you know, back to it. So I don't know how rocked it was. It was definitely, you know, a flash. You know, he flashed me. All of a sudden, you know, your vision goes black for like a quick second.
Yeah.
And you wake up and you're like, "Oh shit, big lights." You just keep going, keep going.
Are you surprised that he didn't go down sooner? Like, I know you're probably not the best friends, but did you gain some respect for his toughness after that?
Yeah, I did, but he did. Hey, he dug himself a hole. You know, he didn't want to go out there looking like the biggest bitch in the world, so he just kind of wanted to go out there looking like a little bitch. So he knew that he got to that point where he wasn't a huge bitch anymore, so he can go down. But no, I took it from him, dude. I took it. Like I said, heart rate, thought process, goal. I took every single one of them. Right away, before the bell even rang, I was controlling his thought process. And as soon as the bell rang, his heart rate was mine. You know, he had to jump up and he had to his heart rate had to beat with mine. And, you know, that can't happen.
When you say that you were controlling his thought process, what do you mean by that?
Well, he wanted to come out, stick a move, and then right when you feel the pressure, you can't do that. And then, you know, so if the way he talks, he thinks he was so far above me that I could never stop his A game. So you know damn well he didn't have a plan B. And once I took his plan A from him, he had to start thinking, what is my plan B? Because he didn't have it planned out. So now he was trying to make a plan in the middle of a fucking war. And man, it just didn't work for him.
One of my favorite parts of the fight, if not my favorite part, is when he goes to the ground and you're telling him to get up. Not for 1 second did you want to go down there. You wanted to finish this guy standing?
I was trying to get paid. I wouldn't have got those 2 extra bonuses without that.
Okay.
And for 2, no, he's gonna try to hold on to me. I can land way bigger shots on the feet. His leg's broken. He could barely walk. Why would I go follow him to the ground? I don't know why Fabricio Verdun followed Alistair Overeem to the ground the other night. He could have got a win. I don't know why Drakkar didn't kick what's his name a couple more times. He could have got a $50,000 bonus instead of, you know, maybe he could have taken mine maybe for taking his legs out. What are you here for?
Why do you jump off the cage like that? It makes everyone very nervous, and you were clearly a little tired, I would say. Why do you do this? Why do you do this to yourself?
No, hey, that pad on top of the octagon is different than every other pad on top of every other cage that I've ever touched. It's very fluffy.
Okay.
So, yeah, I went to step on it, and I stepped on the fluffy part, and my foot just kicked through it. So I had to really find where the actual post was in there so I could plant on it. Same with when I was climbing up, my hand slipped off it the same way. But that's why every time I get a sweet knockout, that's my intention. So
all right.
Heads up to all the referees and submissions.
Yeah, what did they say to you? I saw one guy trying to stop you. Did they scold you afterwards?
He didn't try to stop me. I hit the ground, and I said, I started laughing. I was like, I could do it. It looks like I pushed him, but you can see the guy smiling. I was like, no, I could do it. And like laughing, and then I got it back up and did it. And he was smiling too. But yeah, I was a little pumped up, so the push seemed like a push, but it was just a ha, ha, ha.
Okay.
Don't laugh at me.
I heard that backstage afterwards, Dana White was going gaga over you. He loves you now. What was that like when you met him? What did he say?
It was fantastic. Hey, he loved me. He loved my performance. Told me I got the bonuses. So how could you not? How could you not love me if you're Dana White? Come on.
That was the best. That was the headline of the year. Not only fight of the year, round of the year, headline of the year. I'm a promoter's wet dream. That was money right there.
It's true.
Okay, so you want Tony Ferguson. He tweeted you back. What's the latest here?
You got the scoop, man. Yeah, he said, it's so funny. If he was smart, like I literally sat there and said, "You're going to tell me that I'm not on your level, and you're going to be lying." And then he puts the exact quote in his tweet. It's just really not smart.
So do you think you'll get him?
But I don't know. Hey, no, I didn't even respond to him. I said, "Hey, at Dana White." You know, I used Nate's line, capitalized all of my because I don't know why he does that, but he's crazy.
So what now? Are you going to get him?
You tell me. I don't know. No, I mean, I'm sure you heard Dana. He said he got Khabib next.
Yeah.
But if one of them has a sniffle, then I'll be there.
Okay, so let's just say you don't get Ferguson. Is there a second choice that interests you?
Who's in front of me? I really want to go forward right now.
Yeah.
Eddie Alvarez is in front of me.
That interests you?
He's number 3. I want to fight the best in the world. I'm a huge fan of Eddie Alvarez. Nothing would make me more happy than to challenge that guy and get beat up by him or beat him up.
The word was that originally the plan was to have you fight Edson Barbosa, and he is coming back. He had a surgery recently. Does that fight still interest you?
Yep. If he's in front of me, I want to fight him.
Okay.
For sure. I just didn't say him because I heard he's out on injury. I'm not trying to wait till next year.
Yeah. How soon do you want to come back?
Sometime this year.
Well, are we talking like September, or is that too soon? You want October, November? What are you thinking?
September's too soon. October, November.
Okay. Any injuries coming out of the fight on Friday?
Some sore shins.
What about your hands?
No, hands are perfect. I have the best hand wraps. Trevor does amazing. Every time it's so funny. Every time he starts wrapping my hands, I tell the commission, I'm like, when this is over, I want you to admit that these are the best hand wraps you've ever seen. And they always do.
Wow. In your mind, how far away do you think you are from fighting for the belt?
I don't know. Hey, Dana White loves me. Dana White loves the way I fight. If you're going to get rewarded in this sport, it should be off of your effort.
Sure.
If my numbers come out and they're whatever the numbers are and they're more than yours and you're mad, then how do you fix that? You fight with more effort next time because that's why I'm going to get paid.
Is there any part of you that says, you're getting all this love now? I know your Twitter followers went way up. The fighters are talking about you, all this stuff. Is there any part of you that's like, where have you guys been? I've been doing this for years now. Like you're a bunch of Johnny come latelys. Is there any part of you that has this chip on your shoulder? Like, okay, yeah, you saw me in the UFC, but I've been doing this, even on NBC, big NBC, not NBCSN, for years.
Yeah. No. Hey, we live in a world of politics, man. Politics are politics, and UFC is the top echelon of this sport. You have to fight in the UFC and prove yourself in the UFC to get that credit. But I've been doing this. Yeah. I mean, if I was 17-0 with 7 knockouts, maybe 4 knockouts, 8 knockouts, I've literally had 14 out of those 17 fights were knockouts. The other 2, Melvin got lucky. He missed weight. Wasn't a 5-round fight. He left the cage. In a wheelchair after the 3rd. Supposed to be 5 rounds. And another guy my 4th fight ever was a decision. I dropped him in the 1st, and ref stopped it because he says I hit him in the back of the head. I would have got a TKO in the 1st in that one. I should have TKO'd Michael 2 or 3 times in the first round. if he didn't smoke, if he didn't even, if he didn't smoke with those two right hands, which obviously will take two of my good punches away, take his two good punches away, I dominated that shit in every position, no matter what. I dominated space, I dominated time, I dominated attitude, everything. It was here,
Yeah.
Put it C League, A League, or whatever. I was the much better athlete. I'm the best athlete in the division. I'm the best wrestler in the division, and I'm the best, most violent guy in the division.
Wow.
But I can get knocked out like any guy in the division. Of course.
That's actually my favorite thing that you continue to say is like you are very realistic about, the chances of you getting knocked out. So if you at some point do lose, it shouldn't come as any surprise to anyone because you've been telling us that at some point you're going to lose. Like you don't put that kind of pressure on yourself, which I think is brilliant.
Yeah. Well, you know how this works. Once I lose, everybody's going to have diarrhea, so.
Well, you know what they say? They say, "Oh, you can't fight like that."
It's all about your last fight, man. It's all about your last fight. But the way I fight, I'm earning people's respect. I don't even have to be over here talking shit. People are putting my name in their mouth. This is how I think you should. This is how I have to do this. So it's gonna work out perfect.
Will you ever
I get
modify?
to fight the fights that I want to fight. I got people out there talking shit, but got just as many people trying to back me up. It's about the sport is in need of a good guy to come. So I'm not saying that I'm that guy. I'm not even saying I'm a good guy, but I can represent that side of the facet.
Are you thinking that at some point you're going to have to modify your style because you don't want to continue to get hit as much?
If he did not hit me those 2 times, it was complete domination.
Okay, all right.
That's what I do.
All right.
You can't stop it. You can't take it. You cannot take that pressure. Name one lightweight. Who's going to take that for more than 3 rounds?
Yeah.
Ariel.
No, you come at them.
They don't knock me out. Who can take that pressure? Which fighter at 155 do you think there's one that can take that pressure for 3 rounds?
A couple of guys were mentioning
if they don't clip me.
James Vick, Kevin Lee, any of those guys interest you? They were tweeting.
Hey, target's on my back.
Yeah.
And they call me to sign it. Whoever does get the opportunity and is unfortunate enough to fight me next, I'm going to be just as on point as I was in Vegas. So be ready. I'm going to be just as exciting. Right now, this is the fight of the year. The next time I fight, it'll be fight of the year. This one won't be because it's all about your last fight.
Right. Well,
it's pretty easy.
If the next one is going to top this one, I can't wait to see it. You exceeded expectations some way, somehow. Congratulations, Justin. Pleasure to watch you do what you did in your debut. That's one that we'll never forget. And like I said, fight of the year, rounds of the year. By the time this is all said and done, you may even be fighter of the year come end of 2017. Enjoy the victory. Congrats again. Thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. On to the next one.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Justin.
Later.
All right, there he is, Justin Gaethje. The highlight, great stuff from him. So entertaining, and that one definitely exceeded my expectations.